Hey, Sasha here, and this is the Ladcast. Our episode today features Brian Johnson, the face of Referee POV, an innovative TikTok creator that makes referee content for you to enjoy. Brian's stuff is really dope, and I enjoyed this interview, and we talked through it all. So maybe you can learn a thing or two, and learn how to be the next Mike Dean. Anyways, let's get into the episode.
My name's Brian Johnson. I'm a local referee here in Houston, Texas, and I've been refereing for about 6 years now. And interestingly enough, I knew absolutely nothing about soccer, which all my TikTok guys tell me I should call it football. So I'll call it football from this point on.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But knew nothing about football up until about maybe 12, 13 years ago. And my son actually is a football maniac, follows things from when he was like 3 and is a player. So that's really what got me involved in soccer and football. And now I've been a referee for about 6 years. And one of the biggest things that I liked about it is when I joined it, there were quite a few young referees that were starting out, and whether it's in high school or in college. And I found myself drawn to doing matches with them and looking to see how we could help them be as great as they can be.
What's it like to be the face of the brand? Are you getting used to being stopped for selfies? I actually noticed you actually posted one the other day. So how's that been?
Yeah, so it to be honest, it's kind of strange, and I'm not used to it at all. It started happening probably in the early summer. I did a couple tournaments, and now for us, soccer's started again, and it's been going since May, June is when it started. So, and now we're in high school. But I did a tournament, and it was interesting. I would walk out on the field, and I would have some of the players go, "Hey, are you that TikTok ref?" And which surprised me, And even you'll think this is funny. High schoolers, reffing the high school games. I had a game. I think this is the selfie that you're talking about. There was a guy, 2 teams. The team in the white jerseys was losing 2-1, and a guy subbed in, and there was maybe 2 minutes left in the match, and he's coming in, and I'm thinking, okay, he's going to be pretty intense and everything. And he runs by me and he goes, "Hey, are you that TikTok ref?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Can I get a selfie after?" And I'm thinking, you're losing 2-1 with 2 minutes left, and you're worried about whether or not I'm going to get a selfie or not. Anyway, it's kind of crazy. It's fun though. I mean, I will admit it's fun.
Take me through the process of your idea to film that first TikTok and get things started.
Sure. Well, like we were saying before, the first thing really what drew me is young referees. And my wife is a social media expert. And she looked at it and said, okay, I would probably focus on TikTok. If you're going to pick one, that's the one where it's fast. It's, 10 seconds, 12 seconds. You can get an idea across really quickly. And the audience is young. So that's probably where you're going to want to focus. And so that's what got us started initially.
What goes into making your TikToks? What's the sort of team process? Are you editing everything? Maybe not. Or,
No.
What's that like?
No, actually, I work with a guy named Ari, is the guy who you spoke with, I think, or
right.
traded emails with. He's a brilliant young guy who is, I think he's 16. And he's really probably the brainchild around all the technical aspects and the artistic aspects of TikTok. He puts the music together. He comes up with the shots and the angles. He does the filming. He does all the posting, that kind of thing. So really, I'd love to tell you I had that skill, but mine's more focused on refereeing than anything else.
What does the future hold for Referee POV and things going forwards?
We started, as you mentioned, we've started a podcast as well. We're working on a book to potentially come out. It's going to be more focused on informational and kind of a how-to. And my goal is, again, keeping in that theme of helping young referees. What do you do in this situation? You alluded to it, when you have a call or you have, a whole sideline of parents screaming at you.
Yeah.
How do you handle that? how do you develop that confidence to be able to handle it? So that I think is going to be a big focus of a book. And we're also looking at doing it's really, really early stages, but we're looking at doing a couple products that might also, I don't think anyone's packaged together in the way that we're thinking about it. And again, the focus will be more on young referees and getting people interested in refereeing and how they do well at refereeing.
Do you actually have any footballers or referee idols? Maybe someone like Mark Clattenburg poster on your wall?
No posters, but I used to like Clattenburg quite a bit. I think he's in Saudi Arabia now. If
something like that, or UAE.
Right. Correctly. Yeah, he moved over to get the bigger.
He got that paycheck. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I used to love Clattenburg because he's whenever there was a challenge and they got the ball, he would give it the all ball signal on the pitch and move forward. And he gestured a lot and was very kind of crazy in his gestures. So he was fun to watch. The other two guys I like are Mike Dean and Michael Oliver. Mm-hmm. I like Michael Oliver a lot. He's very reserved, yet he'll still just kind of say, players talk to him, he'll just shake his head. Yeah, no. Typically, my style on the pitch is I don't talk a whole lot. I don't show a lot of emotion or facial expressions or anything, which is kind of what Michael Oliver does. So, which I like. He stays in control. He keeps control of the match. He talks to the players quietly, but for me, if I make a call and I know it's the right call and players are going to dissent and get upset, okay, not going to change anything. I did a match, my first men's match. There's a local men's league in Houston called the Houston Football Association. My first game that I did about 3 years ago, I looked over and my linesman was an ex-MLS referee named Colin, who I had seen doing MLS games, and I'm thinking, great, I'm going to screw this up in front of, my first match, and I've got an ex-MLS linesman as my referee. So, but he was fantastic. He gave me some good ideas and, gave me encouragement and everything. And so, it's always good to have experienced people. If you can have experienced people on your line, do it. They'll give you great feedback. They'll give you honest feedback on what you can do, and it'll only make you better. So anyway, that's some of the advice I would give young players is find people, ask questions, go talk to people. Don't be afraid to ask for feedback. I mean, after a match, just ask, what could I have done better? What would you say I should improve? Or what would you say would be a good thing for me to work on?
In your time so far, what can you say has been your craziest moment as a referee?
It was at ECNL. It's one level below what used to be they called the Development Academy. Now they call it the MLS. Yeah. There was a situation where I had already cautioned one player, and he had a really dangerous tackle late, probably 3 or 4 minutes left in the match. And so cautioned him a second time. Of course, it was a second caution. So the red card came out and he was going to be sent off. And he walked over and put his hand and whacked me.
Oh no.
Right? I think this was a U17 match. So he wasn't a huge kid or anything, but, and he caught my hat. He didn't actually hit me, but he hit my hat and knocked my hat. And I was just kind of stunned, because you never think that somebody's actually going to get, especially a kid, is going to get upset at you and kind of come at you.
Now you spoke on this, ask for feedback, but what advice could you give to someone, young or old, trying to pursue a career in refereeing and become the next Mike Dean?
Yeah. So the most important thing, I think, is, we talked about having feedback and asking for feedback. I would say, number one, proactively ask for it, even, and don't be defensive about people giving it to you, because it's hard to hear, okay, you didn't do something right, or it's difficult to hear that. So you got to kind of look within yourself and figure out, okay, this may be rough. I may be told I didn't do well at all, but I need to hear it. So, and I need to be open to it. So that's probably number one, is if you really want to progress, ask for feedback and ask for help in how you want to do it. As far as moving up the levels go, if you want to hit that level, there's different organizations that you can go to within each local area. Like for Texas, there is a South Texas, and it's associated with the USSF, and it's a coaching staff, and they will take individuals and help mentor them as they want to go. So that's the second piece, is find a group like that you want to participate in, and again, get that feedback from them. And the biggest thing is to work a lot of matches. I mean, it's like I've said a couple times, my passion is around young people doing this because it's a great job. As a young person, you can make really good money. You're outside. You're not being managed like at a McDonald's or, something like that, where you've got a manager sitting over your shoulder telling you what to do for 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever. Plus, it teaches you a ton of stuff. I mean, you have to figure out how to work with a team, because you're responsible for your linesmen. You've got to figure out how to engage the coach in a very tense situation. All of those are things that be applied to things that you would do in college, or internships, or, jobs outside of college once you go that point.
Well, there you go. Words of wisdom from Brian Johnson, the face of Referee POV himself. I hope to see you on my For You page next time, and
Awesome.
really get that premium referee content you can't get anywhere else. And I want to thank you for your time, and hopefully next time we pod, you'll be at 10 million followers.
Awesome. That would be great.
Until then,
thanks, Sasha. Bye-bye.
Bye.